A strong brand is essential for success in today's competitive market. A strong brand is essential for success in today's competitive market. Are you worried right now? Are you worried right now? I can do alchemy every day. I can do alchemy every day. Words. Words. Is your grandson an analyst? Is your grandson an analyst? Could you decide? Could you decide? You will be examined in 3 weeks. You will be examined in 3 weeks. He will normally be the governor. He will normally be the governor. Weren't they often translators? Weren't they often translators? Will you ride a rabbit? Will you ride a rabbit? I should be a hematologist. I should be a hematologist. I've never had a job interview at Company X before. I've never had a job interview at Company X before. Are you riding in 5 years? Are you riding in 5 years? He had been to the beach many times before, but he never got old. He had been to the beach many times before, but he never got old. Can you lend me your pen? Can you lend me your pen? What is the schedule for today's campus tour? What is the schedule for today's campus tour? No cream right away. No cream right away. The house is indescribable. The house is indescribable. I'm staying at the hotel. I'm staying at the hotel. Do they talk? Do they talk? There is not enough evidence to support the claim. There is not enough evidence to support the claim. I have many beliefs. I have many beliefs. Cannot teach at sunrise. Cannot teach at sunrise. Now they can explode. Now they can explode. His father is an illusionist. His father is an illusionist. Should he coach after 2 months? Should he coach after 2 months? Can he vote? Can he vote? They are gardeners. They are gardeners. They argued for hours until they finally came to an agreement. They argued for hours until they finally came to an agreement. He is a talented artist and creates amazing sculptures. He is a talented artist and creates amazing sculptures. When is your next lesson? When is your next lesson? They don't share at sunset. They don't share at sunset. Were your parents detectives? Were your parents detectives? Fun. Fun. Which is your favorite book? Which is your favorite book? Can you always connect? Can you always connect? We will not draw. We will not draw. Can't they protect normally? Can't they protect normally? Were their children lawyers? Were their children lawyers? Her husband is a detective. Her husband is a detective. Descendants were recruiters. Descendants were recruiters. Did not reflect. Did not reflect. Will I not name? Will I not name? Are their grandchildren foresters? Are their grandchildren foresters? Did we say normal? Did we say normal? He finished reading the last part of the book. He finished reading the last part of the book. Are you aiming for 1 night later? Are you aiming for 1 night later? The bird sings in the morning. The bird sings in the morning. Doesn't say much. Doesn't say much. Extrovert. Extrovert. All of 2022. All of 2022. Wouldn't he have planned? Wouldn't he have planned? The train leaves at 7 o'clock. The train leaves at 7 o'clock. Let me see yours. Let me see yours. I need to replace the batteries in the remote control. I need to replace the batteries in the remote control. Can't they assume? Can't they assume? Do you understand? Do you understand? Am I not an advertiser in 5 centuries? Am I not an advertiser in 5 centuries? Can it carry? Can it carry? There were many examples. There were many examples. How? How? We became urologists one night ago. We became urologists one night ago. If it's not scary, I'll go out. If it's not scary, I'll go out. After 5 evenings, he cannot object. After 5 evenings, he cannot object. Will it attack at night? Will it attack at night? Can't we leave? Can't we leave? He plays football every Saturday. He plays football every Saturday. We can be agents 4 nights ago. We can be agents 4 nights ago. I'm in the room with the plants. I'm in the room with the plants. Did not settle. Did not settle. I'm bombarding the block with my stereo. I'm bombarding the block with my stereo. Translator at sunrise? Translator at sunrise? Which is your favorite mall? Which is your favorite mall? Is it incalculable? Is it incalculable? We didn't pay every day. We didn't pay every day. Let me help. Let me help. Is your colleague a pilot? Is your colleague a pilot? I don't have any pencils in my backpack. I don't have any pencils in my backpack. Shouldn't it wait every year? Shouldn't it wait every year? I was talking to Tommy one day. It's been a while. She started crying. I said, "Stop, son, don't cry." I was talking to Tommy one day. It's been a while. She started crying. I said, "Stop, son, don't cry." Today I went looking for a new pair of shoes. Today I went looking for a new pair of shoes. Were their cousins taxi drivers? Were their cousins taxi drivers? Didn't you place it 1 week ago? Didn't you place it 1 week ago? He was drawing a picture when his friend called. He was drawing a picture when his friend called. My approach to solving this problem is different. My approach to solving this problem is different. Can't she do groceries every 2 weeks? Can't she do groceries every 2 weeks? Was he posting weekly? Was he posting weekly? Imitate. Imitate. Have you seen a doctor lately? Have you seen a doctor lately? Was your mother a football player? Was your mother a football player? Was your son a director? Was your son a director? I often did not know. I often did not know. Prepositional verb. Prepositional verb. To make a decision. To make a decision. I'm from London. I'm from London. I just want you to be careful. I just want you to be careful. Should we rank? Should we rank? Can't you give after 1 midnight? Can't you give after 1 midnight? This kindness touched my heart. This kindness touched my heart. The doctor said I have to take these pills every day. The doctor said I have to take these pills every day. Were you open every week? Were you open every week? I love climbing mountains and discovering new roads. I love climbing mountains and discovering new roads. Was your aunt a cleaner? Was your aunt a cleaner? Should not be a neurologist on a monthly basis. Should not be a neurologist on a monthly basis. The slow cooker is cooking dinner while I'm at work. The slow cooker is cooking dinner while I'm at work. They may not forget weekly. They may not forget weekly. Wouldn't he be an industrialist after 4 years? Wouldn't he be an industrialist after 4 years? I do not continue. I do not continue. 3 in the afternoon? 3 in the afternoon? When do you prefer cake? When do you prefer cake? I go to the market to buy something to eat for my family. I go to the market to buy something to eat for my family. I will behave. I will behave. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. They wouldn't be stewardesses at sunrise. They wouldn't be stewardesses at sunrise. Wasn't I 3 games in the morning before? Wasn't I 3 games in the morning before? They often have fun. They often have fun. Your father was a bricklayer. Your father was a bricklayer. Will we not read? Will we not read? Made 2 seconds ago. Made 2 seconds ago. Was her grandmother a guard? Was her grandmother a guard? It connects after 2 seconds. It connects after 2 seconds. The beach was crowded but we still had a great time. The beach was crowded but we still had a great time. How many children do you have? How many children do you have? Shouldn't we be beekeepers in 3 days? Shouldn't we be beekeepers in 3 days? I will add more sugar to the cake. I will add more sugar to the cake. Actually, I was working with John too. Actually, I was working with John too. Didn't I install? Didn't I install? Could you please bring a valid ID? Could you please bring a valid ID? I was so shy that I didn't shout. I was so shy that I didn't shout. Was taking a step. Was taking a step. At the end of the month, they will be living in this house for a year. At the end of the month, they will be living in this house for a year. Stay here with us in the small town. Stay here with us in the small town. The current state of the economy is uncertain. The current state of the economy is uncertain. Can't we bind every week? Can't we bind every week? Should I fall? Should I fall? What are your plans for today? What are your plans for today? That's not the question. That's not the question. The agency works to help the homeless. The agency works to help the homeless. He can clean at noon. He can clean at noon. It is 7:15. It is 7:15. I don't go out if the weather is wet. I don't go out if the weather is wet. Tried a new recipe for dinner. Tried a new recipe for dinner. Will they be voiced after one night? Will they be voiced after one night? You can take. You can take. When did you go to school? When did you go to school? Didn't he say? Didn't he say? He is one of the most important people in my life. He is one of the most important people in my life. I have not suffered for a week. I have not suffered for a week. I speak good English now. I speak good English now. Can go to bed after a month. Can go to bed after a month. He was a hunter at noon. He was a hunter at noon. Also, Annie had a cold. Also, Annie had a cold. Were your cousins clowns? Were your cousins clowns? Can we create at sunset? Can we create at sunset? Will he not write? Will he not write? How did you hit the ball? How did you hit the ball? Is their uncle a cook? Is their uncle a cook? Would he never have? Would he never have? You shouldn't cheat on the exam. You shouldn't cheat on the exam. I'm not going on vacation until I save enough money. I'm not going on vacation until I save enough money. But if we want to achieve our goals, we must work hard. But if we want to achieve our goals, we must work hard. Is it acceptable to ask for money as a wedding gift? Is it acceptable to ask for money as a wedding gift? An investor? An investor? Did I walk? Did I walk? First of all, he should not be a leading actor after midnight. He should not be a leading actor after midnight. Will you come with us? Will you come with us? He wouldn't be a watchman every year. He wouldn't be a watchman every year. Added soon? Added soon? Can I get up often? Can I get up often? You may not be an interviewer at sunset. You may not be an interviewer at sunset. Because you don't know. Because you don't know. Isn't it the golfer decade? Isn't it the golfer decade? Why they shouldn't. Why they shouldn't. He shouldn't be a sportscaster every week. He shouldn't be a sportscaster every week. Will it be accepted after 3 months? Will it be accepted after 3 months? May I take your temperature, sir? May I take your temperature, sir? You can usually recognize. You can usually recognize. Should we match? Should we match? We can build this house. We can build this house. Do you have to answer sooner? Do you have to answer sooner? They're going to the concert tonight. They're going to the concert tonight. I don't think that shirt belongs to you. I don't think that shirt belongs to you. Early, early. We must approach at night. We must approach at night. Your relatives were hunters. Your relatives were hunters. The induction hob heats up fast and is energy efficient. The induction hob heats up fast and is energy efficient. Is your stepmother a golfer? Is your stepmother a golfer? Shouldn't you be dealing with 2 midnight? Shouldn't you be dealing with 2 midnight? Can I have a receipt? Can I have a receipt? Your grandparents were reporters. Your grandparents were reporters. Would not fail. Would not fail. Can it be touched? Can it be touched? I will always be there for you when you need me. I will always be there for you when you need me. Is a naturalist at dawn. Is a naturalist at dawn. My relatives do. My relatives do. Your half-brother is a professor. Your half-brother is a professor. Shall we start the presentation now? Shall we start the presentation now? Doesn't work after 3 a.m. Doesn't work after 3 a.m. Situation. Situation. The cat purrs when you stroke it. The cat purrs when you stroke it. I am sad. I totally blew it up. I am sad. I totally blew it up. We shouldn't be airmen in 3 hours. We shouldn't be airmen in 3 hours. These tickets are too many. These tickets are too many. 5 years later, I'm a judge. 5 years later, I'm a judge. Are you not afraid? Are you not afraid? Wasn't it close to night time? Wasn't it close to night time? Can you recommend a good book to read? Can you recommend a good book to read? Why did you walk? Why did you walk? I absolutely loved the movie and can't wait to see it again. I absolutely loved the movie and can't wait to see it again. I'm going to boil some water to make tea. I'm going to boil some water to make tea. He can be a translator at dawn. He can be a translator at dawn. Neighbor hematologist. Neighbor hematologist. Don't they just continue? Don't they just continue? When are you leaving school? When are you leaving school? You shouldn't retire next year. You shouldn't retire next year. Hairdresser after 4 weekends? Hairdresser after 4 weekends? Do I have to work? Do I have to work? Do we have to replace it every month? Do we have to replace it every month? Do you have to give a job? Do you have to give a job? The electric kettle heats the water quickly. The electric kettle heats the water quickly. She doesn't know that she is. She doesn't know that she is. The man at the bar was telling a funny joke. The man at the bar was telling a funny joke. Your brother was the producer. Your brother was the producer. Do you know how to keep a secret? Do you know how to keep a secret? It is called. It is called. I don't want to lose my love for low prices. I don't want to lose my love for low prices. Your brother-in-law is an astronaut. Your brother-in-law is an astronaut. Can you use scissors? Can you use scissors? But if we want to achieve our goals, we must work hard. But if we want to achieve our goals, we must work hard. She will sing in the choir next week. She will sing in the choir next week. Temporary. Temporary. When I am in the room in front of the house. When I am in the room in front of the house. There were only a few people at the meeting. There were only a few people at the meeting. Super kids Dennis love donkeys, donkey toys. Super kids Dennis love donkeys, donkey toys. I will go to bed. I will go to bed. Can you be an overseer every day? Can you be an overseer every day? I thought you said you needed help. I thought you said you needed help. Work together. Work together. You gave names at sunset. You gave names at sunset. I have to believe 4 centuries later. I have to believe 4 centuries later. I will blow. I will blow. Can we finish this by the end of the day? Can we finish this by the end of the day? He took a nap in the afternoon. He took a nap in the afternoon. He studied abroad in Spain. He studied abroad in Spain. A century later, he would collect donations. A century later, he would collect donations. He will study for his exam next month. He will study for his exam next month. Can never learn. Can never learn. I'm trying to be more patient. I'm trying to be more patient. The black cat crossed the street in front of me. The black cat crossed the street in front of me. I don't do pottery at noon. I don't do pottery at noon. He goes to the gym every morning. He goes to the gym every morning. I'm going to the party. Do you want to come with me? I'm going to the party. Do you want to come with me? I'm applying. I'm applying. Should be ignored every day. Should be ignored every day. Are your brothers archaeologists? Are your brothers archaeologists? Can you talk about the afternoon? Can you talk about the afternoon? Haven't you taken it before? Haven't you taken it before? Don't you solve? Don't you solve? Do you usually? Do you usually? His stepmother is a sailor. His stepmother is a sailor. You'll have a nap in an hour. You'll have a nap in an hour. You should not take someone else's property without permission. You should not take someone else's property without permission. Is his friend a geographer? Is his friend a geographer? When did he leave? When did he leave? Were their husbands stylists? Were their husbands stylists? I will be working on this project for 6 months by the end of the year. I will be working on this project for 6 months by the end of the year. Were our parents geographers? Were our parents geographers? While the proposal has some flaws, it's worth considering. While the proposal has some flaws, it's worth considering. As soon as possible. As soon as possible. I can't find the can opener. I can't find the can opener. If you come to my house, we'll cook the dinner. If you come to my house, we'll cook the dinner. His nephew was a postman. His nephew was a postman. I'm so angry I might bump into something. I'm so angry I might bump into something. Didn't they see you soon? Didn't they see you soon? Window air conditioner is perfect for a small room. Window air conditioner is perfect for a small room. He will run the marathon. He will run the marathon. I shouldn't change. I shouldn't change. It should be. It should be. Raw port. Raw port. After 2 seconds you should be an alchemist. After 2 seconds you should be an alchemist. It wasn't Potter 3 the previous morning. It wasn't Potter 3 the previous morning. Participant. Participant. They couldn't publish it daily. They couldn't publish it daily. I need to buy a new toaster with more slots. I need to buy a new toaster with more slots. The cake was left in the oven an hour before it was baked. The cake was left in the oven an hour before it was baked. Shave. Shave. They do not recommend weekly. They do not recommend weekly. Can't we step up? Can't we step up? I'm going to the playground. I'm going to the playground. By the end of the year, I will have visited 5 different countries. By the end of the year, I will have visited 5 different countries. I can't understand what you're saying. I can't understand what you're saying. Sometimes he could see. Sometimes he could see. He died when I was 8 years old. He died when I was 8 years old. I'm so excited for tonight's concert. I'm so excited for tonight's concert. You wouldn't normally draw. You wouldn't normally draw. Shouldn't sink soon. Shouldn't sink soon. I'm not going on vacation until I save enough money. I'm not going on vacation until I save enough money. You dance often. You dance often. Can't you ever bother? Can't you ever bother? The answer to the question is 42. The answer to the question is 42. Hey nice wake up. How are you feeling? Hey nice wake up. How are you feeling? Your brothers were merchants. Your brothers were merchants. You can become a mechanic right away. You can become a mechanic right away. You will come close. You will come close. My niece is a veterinarian. My niece is a veterinarian. Was my sister the owner? Was my sister the owner? If I had more information, I could have made a better decision. If I had more information, I could have made a better decision. To be honest. To be honest. The project will continue for another 6 months. The project will continue for another 6 months. The only source of truth. The only source of truth. His brother-in-law is a jeweler. His brother-in-law is a jeweler. I am in pain. I am in pain. We sign normally. We sign normally. His wife is the vocalist. His wife is the vocalist. Will we be businesswomen every year? Will we be businesswomen every year? He goes to the library to study. He goes to the library to study. Beneficiary. Beneficiary. Is our stepbrother a loader? Is our stepbrother a loader? Should I make a reservation for the restaurant tonight? Should I make a reservation for the restaurant tonight? Will he always notice? Will he always notice? Would he touch? Would he touch? He read a book before going to bed. He read a book before going to bed. He was saving up for a new car but decided to use the money to go on a trip. He was saving up for a new car but decided to use the money to go on a trip. Would it bloom at noon? Would it bloom at noon? His friends were singers. His friends were singers. Shouldn't I be sure after 3 midnight? Shouldn't I be sure after 3 midnight? We accept at sunset. We accept at sunset. Is the lesson of the week the last lesson? Is the lesson of the week the last lesson? In 3 seconds you should be the nanny. In 3 seconds you should be the nanny. Wouldn't we have diversified before? Wouldn't we have diversified before? Shouldn't he attend every 2 weeks? Shouldn't he attend every 2 weeks? Should we pause before continuing? Should we pause before continuing? Do you know some good websites for job search? Do you know some good websites for job search? How was your night? How was your night? Do you like this song? Do you like this song? That manager one evening later? That manager one evening later? Then can't I see? Then can't I see? It didn't fly 2 hours ago. It didn't fly 2 hours ago. Were they CEOs at 1 a.m. before? Were they CEOs at 1 a.m. before? I have too many ideas. I have too many ideas. Definitely. Definitely. Should you laugh weekly? Should you laugh weekly? Did not exceed. Did not exceed. He is a successful entrepreneur and has founded several companies. He is a successful entrepreneur and has founded several companies. Years of engineering? Years of engineering? Can we try? Can we try? Should not advertise immediately. Should not advertise immediately. Sorry to interrupt your vacation. Sorry to interrupt your vacation. Will I be injured? Will I be injured? Doesn't he insist? Doesn't he insist? My wife was a detective. My wife was a detective. Can I sell frequently? Can I sell frequently? I would care. I would care. Would it be after 4 nights? Would it be after 4 nights? Is his friend a manager? Is his friend a manager? Our grandmother is a sports reporter. Our grandmother is a sports reporter. They can normally be a cop. They can normally be a cop. I would love to see your photos again. I would love to see your photos again. Just trust me. Just trust me. I will go to bed early tonight. I will go to bed early tonight. Would you be a bricklayer now? Would you be a bricklayer now? Should I go to the virologist after a month? Should I go to the virologist after a month? They return 2 weeks later. They return 2 weeks later. Let me introduce you to my friend. Let me introduce you to my friend. I was very scared when I saw the spider. I was very scared when I saw the spider. The situation is very serious. The situation is very serious. British cuisine. British cuisine. Have you been brewing before? Have you been brewing before? He skipped math class to hang out with his friends. He skipped math class to hang out with his friends. You may not be able to continue next year. You may not be able to continue next year. We went to the cinema to watch a new movie. We went to the cinema to watch a new movie. Was our mother an art director? Was our mother an art director? Check out at 11 a.m. Check out at 11 a.m. I'm so excited for tonight's concert. I'm so excited for tonight's concert. After 5 minutes he should trust. After 5 minutes he should trust. Maybe you'll meet John. Maybe you'll meet John. Not to wear. Not to wear. Will you drop me off at the train station tomorrow? Will you drop me off at the train station tomorrow? Do you always have to be a combine harvester? Do you always have to be a combine harvester? But I still feel sad. But I still feel sad. I could not be a notary public before. I could not be a notary public before. Shouldn't we be ambassadors often? Shouldn't we be ambassadors often? Do you have to be a plumber after 5 days? Do you have to be a plumber after 5 days? It didn't create it 3 minutes ago. It didn't create it 3 minutes ago. The drop in temperature caused a sudden increase in demand for heating oil. The drop in temperature caused a sudden increase in demand for heating oil. Your stepmother was a spy. Your stepmother was a spy. I have plenty of time. I have plenty of time. Do you attack? Do you attack? Not all of the cookies were eaten at the party. Not all of the cookies were eaten at the party. Previously we could evolve in 5 seconds. Previously we could evolve in 5 seconds. Could you please let me know if there is any change in your health history? Could you please let me know if there is any change in your health history? They eat healthy food every day. They eat healthy food every day. Uncertainty. Uncertainty. I've seen that movie. I've seen that movie. They could sell. They could sell. They must be field guards at 4 after midnight. They must be field guards at 4 after midnight. We didn't pay every day. We didn't pay every day. Was his brother-in-law a swimmer? Was his brother-in-law a swimmer? Are we invited? Are we invited? The iron is too hot for this fabric. The iron is too hot for this fabric. Your half-brother is the decorator. Your half-brother is the decorator. Was her brother-in-law a playwright? Was her brother-in-law a playwright? How much? How much? Didn't they survive? Didn't they survive? Do you have to renew every month? Do you have to renew every month? I'm sorry, can you please say that again? I'm sorry, can you please say that again? Someone is following me. Someone is following me. And I change the program duration weekly. And I change the program duration weekly. Not a judge next year. Not a judge next year. He listens to music while working. He listens to music while working. This may be an error. This may be an error. They get food every week. They get food every week. We did not guide at night. We did not guide at night. But we must be wary of the dangers. But we must be wary of the dangers. He could make daily jewelry. He could make daily jewelry. Didn't we recruit at 2 p.m.? Didn't we recruit at 2 p.m.? He wasn't going to give up after 2 hours. He wasn't going to give up after 2 hours. Can you garden at noon? Can you garden at noon? Were you a blogger a century ago? Were you a blogger a century ago? This is good. This is good. Will you increase? Will you increase? I wish I could take a moment right now. I wish I could take a moment right now. He doesn't design a car right away. He doesn't design a car right away. Can you play weekly? Can you play weekly? It was exercise. It was exercise. I will have this. I will have this. Thinking weekly? Thinking weekly? Can I borrow your pen for a minute? Can I borrow your pen for a minute? Yearly will not be trusted. Yearly will not be trusted. Can you provide account information? Can you provide account information? Will it be accepted after 3 months? Will it be accepted after 3 months? Anxious. Anxious. I can't wait to relax and soak up the sun. I can't wait to relax and soak up the sun. Is his wife a reporter? Is his wife a reporter? They were making a snowman in a winter wonderland. They were making a snowman in a winter wonderland. Which day? Which day? Must approach. must approach. We could judge every day. We could judge every day. Advocacy. Advocacy. How many cars do you have? How many cars do you have? Grandson's nanny. Grandson's nanny. I'll meet my friends at the bar later. I'll meet my friends at the bar later. Credit. Credit. Noon businessman, right? Noon businessman, right? Can't you be curious? Can't you be curious? Didn't they realize? Didn't they realize? Was it my mother-in-law? Was it my mother-in-law? Shall we always produce? Shall we always produce? He reflected. He reflected. His nephew is a civil servant. His nephew is a civil servant. Can model 3 hours ago. Can model 3 hours ago. Self-confident. Self-confident. His grandfather is a juggler. His grandfather is a juggler. He has a green shirt. He has a green shirt. Not everyone is cut out for this job. Not everyone is cut out for this job. He reads a book every night before going to bed. He reads a book every night before going to bed. Then it could be a baker. Then it could be a baker. School ends at 3. School ends at 3. It could be the second man. It could be the second man. They can shoot normally. They can shoot normally. Did I die last year? Did I die last year? Can't they become MPs every year? Can't they become MPs every year? Can I add often? Can I add often? I had already packed my bags when I realized I had forgotten my passport. I had already packed my bags when I realized I had forgotten my passport. I think we should run them and work to make them work better. I think we should run them and work to make them work better. Should not be covered at dusk. Should not be covered at dusk. I have to go to the store. I have to go to the store. After 3 months, you can go to the doctor. After 3 months, you can go to the doctor. Something happened tonight. We have to go. Something happened tonight. We have to go. When do you usually have lunch? When do you usually have lunch? I won't say anything to anyone. I won't say anything to anyone. They did not give lunchtime. They did not give lunchtime. I live in a small town. I live in a small town. They should develop normally. They should develop normally. Can you sign something for me? Can you sign something for me? Which day? Which day? Normally shepherd. Normally shepherd. I will go to the shop tomorrow. I will go to the shop tomorrow. I continue to sneeze. I continue to sneeze. 3. I'm going to the mall. 3. I'm going to the mall. Let me know if you want me to make a reservation. Let me know if you want me to make a reservation. We also have fresh fruits today. We also have fresh fruits today. You will apply to graduate school next semester. You will apply to graduate school next semester. I don't deserve to be treated like this. I don't deserve to be treated like this. There are 2 pens on the table. There are 2 pens on the table. The game we watched last night was really funny. The game we watched last night was really funny. Didn't they experience it right away? Didn't they experience it right away? They were not announcers before. They were not announcers before. Are you ready? Are you ready? Could you please turn the volume down? I'm trying to concentrate. Could you please turn the volume down? I'm trying to concentrate. Doesn't it appreciate monthly? Doesn't it appreciate monthly? Can you give more details about this project? Can you give more details about this project? Do you like sunset? Do you like sunset? They won't start the movie until everyone is seated. They won't start the movie until everyone is seated. You shouldn't look back. You shouldn't look back. I just sent the email. I just sent the email. Is his daughter a forester? Is his daughter a forester? Also, Annie had a cold. Also, Annie had a cold. Wasn't I a monthly barista? Wasn't I a monthly barista?